Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Thursday, June 20th, 2024. It is a heck of a week. So I am off to get started on work. My brother came out and supported me yesterday, spent some time talking to me, which was very helpful, very much appreciated. And I need to be, so some of his recommendations were I need to take control of my life. I need to be, if I'm going to take people on a journey with me, there's been a big disconnect because I talk about being transparent. I talk about showing the whole journey, but I don't show my personal journey very much at all, which I agree and I don't like. It's been one of the most contentious points in Emily's and I's relationship. And I believe right now is the most important time for people to be transparent in our society. And I'm leading by example. That is my goal, at least. So, with that in mind, Emily earlier this week went to stay with her parents, with the kids. And so last week, the landlord, we were behind on rent, so the landlord asked if we could afford it and stuff like that. I'm supposed to talk with him tomorrow, and the landlord it's their only rental. They do not have funds to cash flow us if we're not on time with our payments. It just is what it is. So the house is, especially for me staying alone, way too big. So at this moment in time, my strategy is Emily and I have not been able to figure out budgeting. We have not been able to figure out how to hear each other. So my strategy is going to be let go of the house and don't worry about that. Don't worry about the rent payment. Let them sell it or move on however they want to move on. Separate our budgets. Let Emily manage her budget and do what she wants on that side. I will manage my budget. Let her, at least for this summer, live with her parents, which seems to be what she wants to do. And that will leave me to, I'll figure out where I'm gonna stay. Friends or family or my car or wherever. But it will also give me a lot of time to focus on work and trying to bring in revenue. And that should give both of us time to process everything and decide, do we want to get a divorce or not? Full transparency, right now I am leaning towards divorce. It will give us time to file for bankruptcy and get out from under the mountain of debt I've created, or try to figure something out. And rebuild our lives. I think being happy is a decision. I think what you're willing to ask or talk about is a decision. And if someone does not want to talk to you, you can't force them to listen. And that's been the problem we've been having in our marriage for a very long time. And I keep hoping that by creating this content, by doing what I said I would do, I've been living my life this way for 3 years now. I keep hoping that people will see I am literally doing exactly what I said I would do 2 years ago. The roles change, everything in life changes, but time is a constant. And I can only be me. Ever. Now you can try and change how I'm programmed, but to do that, you have to talk to me. And I need to feel like you understand my perspective through a dialogue. But if you never have the dialogue, it never happens. And we've not had the dialogue. I have not stepped up to the plate and forced any dialogue or anything, because I am trying to empower Emily to decide to care about our financial future, decide to care about me as an individual and not me as a husband and me as a father and me as a provider. So that's what's going on in my personal life right now. It has been extremely challenging. But life goes on. This is not the end. And that's literally my point with everything I do, is I cannot control the decisions people make. I can't control Emily. I can't, and I'm not going to try to. But I can control me, and I can control how I stand out or show up and what I do on a regular basis. And that's all I'm trying to do, is control me. Control my emotions, control my reactions, and build a life based on the future I want to leave for my kids. We'll see what happens. Anyways, that's my update for today. My journal entry on the personal side. I've always focused on business in the past because I felt like I was allowed to. So now I'm going to share my personal journey. Now you'll truly get to watch me dig out of my debt. Try to turn my life around. Right now in my personal account, I have negative $300. In my company account, I have $9. And in America's holding company, I have like negative $15. I am completely broke. I'm waiting on a check from my life insurance policy that is now 3 weeks late, which is why we're late on rent. Even if it was here, it'd be late again tomorrow, because it's not enough to sustain us. It was just a stopgap for a couple weeks, and those weeks passed before the stopgap even arrived. That's frustrating, but that's life. So, this is the mess I am digging out of. This is the journey I am on. And I don't even know that I've hit rock bottom yet. I know it's not good. But I'm sure it could get worse. I'm 100% positive. Don't really know how, but it can. And it probably will. And no matter what comes, this is how I will face it. Because it is my choice how I show up. It is my choice how I treat other people, regardless of what's going on in my life. It is my choice whether I share with you what's going on in my life. And as hard as it is, I think it's the right thing to do to show people how to change by being the change. Anyways, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. I hope you have less problems than I. That's what I hope. Alright, we'll talk to you later. Alright. First call done. It went really well. They had an R22 refrigerant system. So R22 is going to has been phased out. So you, especially for residential, it makes no sense to keep putting it in, doing it, stuff like that. So I think that's good. It was 25 years old, so we've got to go back, put together a quote, get that all figured out so that we get the right system in there for the client. It was a lot of fun. So what I'm trying to figure out my life, as you're well aware. My thoughts at this moment in time are I know I can make HVAC work. I know I can do everything they want me to do, and I enjoy it. So I've got to find ways to fund my life outside of that. So I'm driving Uber. I am working on getting out of my house. I'm thinking about canceling my whole life insurance, which I really don't want to do because you can never go back in time. And it's something I've been building on since 2013. So I look at it like the investment I make in my future every month is that. So doing that, driving Uber. So I've got someone coming over later today to do a podcast, talk tech, talk life. Then I'm going to go out and drive Uber tonight. And I'm going to work on creating content while I drive Uber to hopefully build a relationship with people. That's the whole goal with my content, is to let people know who the true Justin Stevens is. What's really going on behind the scenes. That is my goal. And so we'll do that. Working on creating content around HVAC stuff. Just one foot in front of the other. So that's what we're doing today. It's gonna be fun. Whoop whoop.